Hey guys, my name is Seniac and welcome back to another episode of Transport Fever 2, where we're now watching one of our planes take off as we continue to expand our UK-based transportation company. Because last episode we built our very own airport. We've got this central kind of huge international airport right now, which is linked to Birmingham. It is the Birmingham airport, boys. Which we're using this as a little bit of a safe place. We have a train going from Birmingham to the airport. We have a train going from London to the airport, which kind of transports everybody on the wide network with ease. And at the moment, we only have this plane flying to the complete north side of Scotland right now, which it connects up these three little towns. And I didn't think it would make that much money. I thought it was just going to be like a nice little stepping stone before we got more planes on the routes. But it turns out there's quite a few passengers that do wait here. The route in question makes a decent amount of cash to make this whole complete system completely viable. Now, today, we're going to forget about that. As quick as I got that in, is as quick as we're going to forget about it, because we need to get back to expanding our train network. Now, what I'm going to do today is look at sorting out the north of England and the south of Scotland. Now, we currently have this train line that pretty much goes from Sheffield to Leeds, all the way up to Middlesbrough, to Newcastle, into Edinburgh. And that's as far as the train network currently spreads. Now, I had this idea and I've kind of got it set up where we currently have two train stations in Liverpool. We have this one here, this line that cuts all the way through, which goes underground, and there's another stop here for the north side of Liverpool. I was going to use that to extend it all the way to Carlisle, to Dumfries, to Ayr, and then into Glasgow, and then try and figure out some type of a connection there. But it's kind of come to me, if you want to go from, like, say, Carlisle to Newcastle, you then have to go all the way up and round to change to come back down, or go all the way down here, change to go across there, to change, go back up again. So I thought, you know what? We're going to do something a little bit different here. We're going to do something right now that's going to make a lot more sense, be a lot more friendly, a lot more adaptable, and we can connect to it a lot more as well. Now, what it's going to be is, we're going to keep this line in. This line all the way to Edinburgh is not going to change, but we're going to have a second line that will go from Edinburgh down to Newcastle, then turn to go to Carlisle, Dumfries, Ayr, Glasgow, and back in again. So we're basically going to create a loop. And this will be our kind of, I'm going to call it our Scottish loop, even though it kind of goes into two UK towns. We're going to call this our Scottish loop right now. So they can go round and round the merry-go-round and connect to everywhere they want to go to. It's basically like a big roundabout. We're still going to have this single line going up, so it'll bring people in, and then they can transfer either Newcastle and Edinburgh to go to the remaining cities. But I will also have this line here going from Liverpool up to Carlisle, maybe into Dumfries as well. We'll see how far we push it. But having these two lines both sides and a rotating roundabout means that you can get from anywhere you want to get to with ease. It's going to make the connectivity so much better. So these two lines run up either side. So if you come into this side there or there and you want to go to over here, it's like getting off there, transfer out at Carlisle to go to Newcastle, and then you can go back down again, or you just stay on the line to do the loop. It should work out pretty well. But with the terrain here right now, it's going to be a huge problem. So if you are enjoying this series and want to see more, then make sure you smash that like button down below. Subscribe if you are new, so you get notified when more episodes do come out. Now, I'm purely going to focus on building the loop today. I don't know how far I'm going to be able to go. It's going to be quite the challenge, to say the least. It's going to be quite the challenge because it might not look it right now, but when you zoom in, the terrain and landscape, look at it, boys. It's going to be quite the pain to build on this. So, I think what we'll do, because I know how Newcastle's going to work, I'm going to probably create a little bit of a connection just turning off this way here on the bridge to bend back in to go through this little section. That's fine. All the other stops leading round are going to be fine. There's going to be continual stops till we loop it back into where Edinburgh is here, where the train lines currently stop. The only tricky situation I'm going to have is the Carlisle station, because that station here needs to incorporate the line coming up this way as well. So I think we start with that station. We're going to start with the most difficult one first. So I can tell right now we're going to have a train line coming down here. And we're going to have to try and configure it where we can also integrate a train line coming in. So I reckon we're going to have to do some type of an elevated station running on a diagonal leading that way. So I don't want to do a 2-stop station because I don't want that train line to end at Carlisle. I want it to kind of move to Dumfries and maybe up to Ayr. Even to Glasgow, he could even push it that far, just to kind of also move more passengers rather than just relying on the circle line to do it. So, train stations, buildings, elevated passenger stations, it's all happening now, boys, it's all happening. So, with the sheer elevation change over there, I might actually make this platform a little bit longer than usual. And it's probably going to cause some fair few issues, and we're going to place it... I mean, it's going to feel like it's going to be slightly out of town in a weird way. But if I placed it there, actually, we'll go high speed. Yes, yes, yes. Pillars. I'll do spaced pillars. Right? And shall we place... I won't do the platforms. I'll do them myself. But should I make it 25 in the sky so it's a little bit higher? I think so. And I reckon about here. It seems like it's completely out of town, but I need to implement the bend. That's the difficult part in all of this. So if I just dropped it there, right, I know it makes no complete sense right now, but it's got to bend out this way, but also bend this way in as well, which I can see it being a slight little tunnel before it finds its feet. And then hopefully this space underneath, once I've built the train station, we'll sort out the road network. And then, I mean, we all know as soon as you connect to a city, it goes on a huge growth spurt, so we should be okay. Right, I'm going to do the whole of this right now, currently paused, because we will probably most likely see major issues. So we're going to do our normal system, 4 tracks in the middle, which means we get our bypassing route, because if we ever implement cargo to use the same line, we have the ability for them to literally not have to wait for the passenger trains, completely bypass, no issues. Oh, that's the wrong platform. That's a ground platform, isn't it? I need an elevated one. Right, get you all in. Bam. And then we need the ability for them to walk underground to get to the other side, even though it's it's elevated. So, elevated buildings then. Now, I don't need to worry too much about this. I'm going to go for the ones that are literally underground or under the actual thing itself, because I've got an idea for this. We're going to run a road both sides to allow the ease of access to these stations. Now, we need the little platform thing so they can walk into it. It just gives us a better connectivity to the actual road itself. Some I can place in, some I can't, but that's okay. And then that should be done for now. Let's just do a basic road real quick. And I don't know how this is going to work out. So if I went like that to there. Now, it is going to slightly mess up the road layout in this city, in this town a little bit. But if I go here and then just turn it in. Because that connection, it is technically connected anyway. I might actually delete that by 1. It was connected anyway, but just for the ease of access, do it like that. There we go. We're now connected. We're connected, boys. And then just quickly do the same thing on this side as well. So roads, run this down. So it all connects to every single one of them. Obviously, this connection's trying to come through, so we'll connect you under. And then I'm going to do another connection just there. And then, is it a case of, do I allow the town to build itself? Or do I kind of slightly, you know, change how it kind of looks? Ooh, I'll build to here. So we've got this area to work with. I'll build like that. And I reckon I'll just allow them to just figure out the rest of it, yeah? I reckon that's what we do. So, with that said, let's just now quickly figure out the train track side of it. So, we obviously need to make sure that we implement the... Right, this is going to be difficult right now, doing it with the bridges. The crisscross and the filtering in. So, as early as I can do it, the better. It's quite a long platform, so... That's the good thing we've got going for us. It's quite a long platform to what I normally build. So it gives us exuberant amounts of space. Now I don't... Oh, yeah, I'm about to say, I don't think I can do it that short. Now we are coming slightly downhill, which is probably not what I want to do. It's probably not what I want to do, to be honest with you. Let me delete again. Oh, I'm deleting road. Sally Acrophone. Right, it's okay. It's okay because the city will build back. Right, I'm going to go on a diagonal like that. Give him a bit more space to utilise. It's all going downhill already. Right. The whole thing is going elevated. Right, that is the snap. We'll lead to there. And it gets difficult as well trying to continue to build. Right, I'm going to have to make these as short as I can. So that's great. As short as I can. That's great. And then as short as I can for the crisscross. Now the crisscross is a little bit longer. There we go. We're good. So from this, we can now build off it. So if I first focus then on turning this round to go in that direction, and where's it going to run? It's going to run kind of this way, down, and then in. So just getting my bearings just right. So I reckon about there. And then run straight, but at the same time trying to get it onto the ground. There we go. So there's a second piece. And then that runs all the way down. Well, we'll go to there first because of the spacing. Voila! Now off that, we need to do the turn to come up this way. Now I don't know how this is going to play out because ultimately, boys, we're going to be going into a tunnel. Now I don't mind the tunnel, to be honest with you. I don't mind it. But we're just going to make sure that we do it right. So that turns off there. Worst case scenario, I can always do a bend that way, but I don't know if we'll ever need a train to go that way. I'd rather them crisscross on that station. But there's always space to do it nonetheless. So now I've got to try and run this. Oh, okay. I think it actually figures it out itself for me. Okay, that wasn't too bad. Okay, if this is going to be the most difficult task right now, it's gone pretty smoothly. So bending this down, and then we just need to turn off here. Now, we'll do the turn off here solely because of it goes over the bridge. And we've got to almost do a wide, I wouldn't say a wide bend, but something like that. Now that goes on the outer side, doesn't it? So that will be linking up to here. And it decides it wants to bridge up the whole system. That's a bit crazy, isn't it? Does that feel a little bit overkill? It's a huge bridge, isn't it? I mean, I could change the bridge to one of these and be done with it. Because it keeps the speed. I'm more concerned about the speed. Right, to there. And then bend this right round into there. Voila! So while we're here, we're just going to quickly sort out the signals. So, don't need you. I'll scrap that one just real quickly. Let's just sort signals out. So, you would go there. You're there. Yeah, sorry. Oh, we did need that one. You're there. Alright, quickly sort signals out, boys. Bam, bam. And we'll then do 1. 1. Bam, bam. Well, what happened then? Right, bam, 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 bam. Won't do any there, don't need it. Because the train will be too long over the crisscross, so we'll just leave it like that. Okay. It's a bit funky here because of the bridge and whatnot, but it should still do the job to loop in. Perfect. That will lead down perfect, but we'll save that because I want to focus on now doing my loop. So that's sorted. That is now sorted. We're just got to figure out how we're going to bring it into Dumfries, which Dumfries looks like it's in a little bit of a dip. So an elevated, because the train track will come across there, elevated in this way, then go in this way, leading round to follow it round to cut through into Glasgow and back in. It seems easy. Sorry, into Edinburgh. It seems easy. And now am I underestimating it? Am I foolish to think it's going to be easy? Now, which side does it elevate on? It's weird because it kind of elevates on the one side. So if I had this, I've kind of got to shorten it to get the right height. So if I had it, because 25 there is not what I want. But if I also spin it right round and then have it, because the residential is all on this side. So if I had it like here, and then just go a little bit longer. It's very high. Let me configure this real quick. Nah, it should still work. Yeah, it should still work. Right, elevated tracks. Oh, this is a very high one, boys. Do you reckon we go that far out? It's got to be high. Oh, bridge pillar extension. Ooh. Because of the huge dip it kind of goes through. Oh, snap. What do you mean? What do you mean? Pillar? Why is there a random bridge pillar extension there? What is going on here? Oh, how am I going to do this? Right, elevated platforms. Can I at least get these in? Right, I'll put them in first. Elevated tracks. It's just that one random one. You want that is a drop. That is a drop if I've ever seen one, boys. Right, elevated passenger buildings. I'm hoping I don't need to... Oh, it's just not going to work, that. It's just not going to work in general. Right, let me scrap this. Right, this might be the biggest challenge, actually, now looking at it. Okay, so... I might have to... Very, boys. Slightly switch up this area. So if I went here instead. Okay, hold on. Hold on, let me go to you. Right, select and add on to this. So elevated tracks first. Okay, so if I try and go this way by one. I'm hoping that's going to be alright. And the it hasn't got to be a big train station, this one. And then elevate the passenger buildings. Try and get it to somewhat work. And then the little gate things. Are they even connecting to the road? I don't think a single one of those just connected to the road. And then when you look at the road... Yikes. So I might just delete those. Oh, wait, hold on. How have I done? It's all gone wrong. It's all gone wrong. Right, that connects, and that connects there. Elevated platforms. Bam, bam, bam. I might have to do these awkward buildings just for the sake of having the connection. The skinnier versions, no. Oh, that works there. Not so much on that side. It's just what you've got to do, boys, unfortunately. Right, delete you. Put you back in. Okay, it does create a connection. Right, it's not a pretty one. Okay, but I've created worse. I have created worse. It's not a pretty one, but I've definitely 100% created worse. So the idea is then to get the tracks and then go straight up and over. But problem is it does go through the road, which is not an issue. It's just depending on what it does after this point. So if I just make it go through initially the road here, it's hard to do this because it's trying to bend, but I don't want it to bend. Alright, that is the snap there. So apparently it's too much of a slope. So I might have to kind of just delete the road for now. Which means I should be able to redo this. Now, if it's possible, which I don't know if it will be possible, to make it kind of... No, up or down is just not going to work. Right, there's the snap. Right, if I just bring the whole thing out to a certain degree, I may be hoping that we can bring the road through this. Yes. And then we do what we need to do. So it's not completely wasted, but by God, this is a mess. Right, okay, this I forget what I said about the Carlisle one. This is the most difficult one to date. So this is completely elevated, but it's got a turn. So if I bring that there, and I bring you to here, and then we bring you completely out, which the snap is there. And without even changing the height, I reckon that's perfect. Because it will drop down. Let's make sure that's in the correct one. It's actually quite a nice little train line in reality. Scooting down, turns in, complete. That is, it's quite nice. And it's nice to see Dumfries there. Kind of in that little valley. It's quite beautiful, boys. It's quite beautiful. Alright, get that all connected. Crissy-crossy. Alright, doesn't like the crissy-crossy on the bridge. But we got plenty of space. We can do it after. This might be an issue, though. We'll see how this turns out. No issue. We're all good. We're all good. Right, signals. There. There. No, do one in the middle. Right, we've managed to now get to Dumfries. I thought that was going to be the biggest one. That was quite difficult. But I have a feeling it's only going to get worse. Oh dear God. So that's going to bend round this way, coming down to here, which it will be higher than the town anyway. And then going through here, but we kind of... Right, okay, I'm going to do Glasgow first. Now, the Glasgow station will be slightly out the way. I feel like I've gone completely elevated in everywhere in Scotland. I am, ain't I? I'm going elevated everywhere right now. Which is not a bad thing. It's just quite interesting to see how this is now all working. Right, so we shall... We shall. Bridge per expansion. Should I get the none in? Yeah. So if I place this here, that one, it's a little bit out of the town, But the town then should also grow on this side. Slightly as well. Let's just kind of quickly configure this. So elevated tracks. Oh, let me delete the delete that road. Oh, it's the problem when you do it a long one. You got to add a lot more stuff in. Elevated platforms. Bam, 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 bam. Very good, very good. That will come off probably most likely into some type of a tunnel. That was Skidoo Destroy. Quas. Who am I? Who am I? Look at the traffic as well. We might reduce that with the train tracks. So let me just now figure out the tracks coming from Edinburgh, because we kind of make it dig down here, but we're going to have an issue. I kind of need it to maybe go up or down. Right, how am I going to do this? Could the crisscross not happen here? It could have happened here. Right, which allows me then to delete as far back as that, to change the trajectory of where that is now going to run. To maybe, do I make it go underground? Or elevating up? Elevating up will be a better sight for the eyes. But apparently this is not going to work. Now what's the issue here? Is it the crisscross? It might be the crisscross now. Right, I'll redo it. And... no. No. Right, should I just put the crisscross here? Right there. And there. And breathe. It's one of those, isn't it? And breathe. Okay. So leading this completely now through. So where there's no bridge pillars, but we are coming down slightly. So we've got to raise it a little bit. Because we are now about to pass another little bridge. I like this. I like the thought of it tearing through. And then that's going to turn in, so it doesn't really matter as long as I can get this out of the city. So how far can I bring it? We'll bring it to there. So it's kind of not far off, I would say. Oh, there's a bridge pillar now, isn't there? I normally find if you build it in segments, you kind of lose the issue. But not here. You don't lose it here, boy. So what's this issue now? Oh! I've just deleted a huge piece of road. Do you know what? I'm going to delete that road as well. I wish you could toggle off bridge pillars. You know what I mean? Because I'm having to do all kinds of deletings. I thought we were going to be doing pretty well. If I can build a road for you right now, I'm probably going to cry. The slope is too much. Right. I have to do some configurations. Oh, would you look at that? It was apparently it wasn't too much. Apparently it was just enough. Oh, look at that. Oh my god. It was completely fine. The game's a liar. The game's a liar. Can I go from there to there? Oh, I can at least build up to here to get to there. Right, I'm pushing it a bit now, aren't I? Right, it will grow back. Okay, it will grow back, so no need to stress and no need to worry. So now I'm going to connect these bad boys up. So you're to here. So I'm going to see what it would naturally look like if I just went for the straight connection in. So do you know what that's probably what I would, you know, what you kind of want anyway. I've just got to do the whole bendy, curvy, windy system on a bend on this. So bring you in, bringing you in, and then I got to do the old crisscross on a bend. Nice. Throw the signals into place. And then that one just there. Right. All I'm missing now then is connecting through air. Or air. I don't even know how you pronounce it. That's all I'm left to now do for this Scottish loop. Oh, it's exciting, baby. It's exciting. So that's going to kind of hill it for a tunnel unless I choose to kind of like dig into the ground. And that's going to come from this way. So I need it going across here. The train station. So something like this would be perfect. Oh, do you know what I've just realized? I didn't do the connection to the station. I've just realized that. And it's hard to tell. Right, we'll do that one there. I'll do that one there. And I'll do that one there. I'll do one on this side. Does it connect? Yes. I know they're the ugly versions, but sometimes you got to get them in because the terrain is just a little bit too much. The terrain is just a little bit too much. This station's alright, isn't it? It could... You know what? Edinburgh could do with... like another connection. Oh wait, hold on. I'm on elevated here, aren't I? Passenger. I just realised it's not an elevated building. Right, does that connect? Not really. Because it does kind of fall away slightly. You can do stuff like this and then try and force a road connection in. Let me see what I can do. There's too much of a slope in such a small road. Sometimes doing it diagonal works. Like that. That will work to there. No, that's not going to work. But it is the reason I have the bus route anyway set up. It's the reason I've got the bus route set up. Right, I ain't going to stress too much because I've got to get this done. Right, okay, so build on this then. We need to add in a bunch of the elevated tracks again. It's quite a big station for this small town, isn't it? Thinking about it. It's a very big station. Right, all that's now in. Crissy crossies on the platformies. And, oh, we've got to do the connections to them. Now, we might be able to get away with this version. Well, we do there. Not so much there, but Oh, okay, we do. Right, that's done. That's done. Oh, that's going to be an interesting bend on the connection now, isn't it? So that is on that one to this one. Oh, it's a tunnel. Do you know what? I don't want a tunnel. I'm going to throw it out there right now. I don't want a tunnel. So we'll change this to like that. I know it's going to be quite harsh, but we'll carve it in with the terraining tool. Right, there we go. We probably won't even need... We'll just need like one set of signals on this. I don't think we'll need any signals, to be honest with you. Because it will just back anybody up. Because by the time I do the crisscross here... the distance there is probably not that long. You know what I mean? Right, smoothing tool. Let me go big size, large. Easy, easy, easy. There we go. Nice. Nice. We're so close. We're so close. Okay, so let's now just sort this out real quick. So keeping it on the ground. No need to make tunnels because the elevation is dramatically going to change. Bring it straight in. And is that enough to do? Yeah, it's enough to do a crisscross. And right, I'm going to go for the outer side. So just by casually seeing how it would naturally do it itself, if I opted not to have it as a tunnel and carved into this, because I feel like this would be... No! It's such a dramatic change. We'll keep it a tunnel because it looks like Hogwarts then, doesn't it? This bit. Now, I know that's the old bridge, which does mean it does slow them down. I can do a newer style. I can do this one. We'll do the newer style. So we're going to remove the Hogwarts style for keeping speed. But then again, it's such a short distance. Will they even get to that speed? You know what? No. I'm going Hogwarts bridge, guys. I mean, we all know... I mean, if you're a Harry Potter fan, you know that Hogwarts and all that, like, Edinburgh Castle was like one of the main... inspirations for it. J.K. Rowling spent time in Edinburgh. I think he's at the Balmoral Hotel in Edinburgh, where she got like inspiration for like the scenes and settings, and you know the train. If you know, you know. Do I sound like a nerd? Right, signals. Right, there we go. We'll do one here and there. Or did I do that right? Yeah. And then leading into just here. So, we are done. It might have took some time, but I've created the Scottish loop. And yes, I know it goes into a bit of northern England, but it is my Scottish loop. So, with the train line connected in, perfect. Loop going round and round the merry-go-round, and then all we need to do is connect this leading down to there, and we're Gucci, baby. To be honest with you, I don't think we're that far off from connecting it. We might be able to do that as well. Right, okay, let's first start with the Scottish loop. Now, because it's a loop, I could theoretically get them going clockwise and anti-clockwise. So, new line, bam. We'll do a clockwise version first. And then back to Carlisle, it's done. So I'll make this one bright red so we can see it. And we're going to make sure that we're on the correct side. So go to station 2. Number 2. That's okay. Glasgow's okay. Edinburgh's okay. And then Newcastle has to be number 1. And then coming through, we're all okay. So I'm going to call this our Scottish loop 1. Right? Another new line. So it means we can have half the number of trains we would have put on one loop. We'll just divide them between the 2. And then we'll make this one blue. So Carlisle's fine. Into Newcastle. Completely fine. Into Edinburgh. Fine. Into Glasgow. Not fine. Into Ayr. Fine. Into Dumfries. Fine. We're all good. We're all good. So this is Scottish Loop 2. We are done, baby. So where is the nearest train depot? It would be down here if I connected these up. So why don't we just quickly now connect them up? So tracks. Now we'll kind of bend it up and around. Where's this run into? Okay, I see it. I see it. Well, problem is, it's quite the drop. I reckon if I deleted back to there, and let's say we come from this side first. And then this kind of slightly followed the contours. And then I'm going to go for a straight... Oh, which side's that on? I've got to upgrade those as well to allow high-speed electric trains. Do it now while it's in my head. Have we got to do it this way? What's going on? Oh, I'm on the wrong button. Wrong button, Zeniac. Wrong button. Right, you all the way to now here. How does that run? Goes into a tunnel and pops out just there. That's fine. That's fine. And then quickly do some signals. And then just here. Right, sweet, 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 sweet. So we're now connected. We're now like proper connected. So what I'll do is I'll buy just 2 trains for each of those loops. So electric wise, I forgot which one we're going for now. Is it this one? I forgot. No, it's this one, isn't it? The 198 capacity. Yeah. So 1, 2. Oh no. So buy 4. 164 million. Yikes. Put 2 on the Scottish Loop 1 and 2 on the Scottish Loop 2. Now apparently we can't connect to all the stations, and I reckon that is down to the turning ability of, let's say, something like this. So if I could, am I able to squeeze you in? To allow them to have their maneuverability. So signals. Signals will now go like this rather than this. Right, still can't connect to stations. The Scottish Loop 1. Why? What's the issue that they can't connect to the stations now? High speed. It just needs to be electric, doesn't it? Everywhere is electric. Oh, hang on. Oh, hang on. Trains blocked. Wait, what's going on here? What is that line? Birmingham to Edinburgh? Wait, hold on. Manage the line. When he gets to Leeds, it's taken how long for that to now happen? So I think this is the train in the wrong situation. If I flip that round. Is it going to go the right way? Let me fast forward. Yeah, you go. It crisscrosses. And then that train should be able to... I mean, I think that was the train that was going the wrong way. So let me flip that one back round. And then flip you round. Right, there we go. That solved that issue. But what's the issue we can't do the Scottish Loop? Or at least Scottish Loop 1. Could not connect to all stations? But why? It shouldn't be an issue. I don't get how it's an issue. Because if the other Scottish Loops can do it, the Scottish Loop 2 goes round. Well, it goes this way round. Wait, hold on. Scottish Loop 1. Right, hold on. Manage line. Oh, hold on. Okay, right. There's a break somewhere in it. So the issue becomes from... Is it to do with Edinburgh? So the issue happens here. It can't... It can't connect. It can't connect, and I can't see how it can't connect. Let me delete you, and then delete you. Right, I've gone a bit longer. Maybe I delete and replace the track here. I can't get how it can't go. To this. Have I lost my mind? So he gets to Ayr. Then he needs to go to Glasgow. Which you can do if it was on the other platform. But can't do platform 2. So there's something broken here. Oh my goodness me, it's not even electric. You absolute noob, Seniac. It's not even electric. Right, there we go. We're back up and running. What a noob. What an absolute noob. Right, are we okay with the other trains going the opposite way? Where's the other 2 trains anyway? So 2 trains on that one. 2 trains on this one. Okay, we're all good in the end. Oh my goodness, I almost had an aneurysm. Okay. We're in business. We're in business. Now, it will take a while before we start seeing these working really well. We've also got to wait for them to be a little bit more spaced apart. And who are you? You're a Scottish Loop 1 train. You're a Liverpool to Exeter? What are you doing up here? Oh, I think it got caught in the wrong section here, didn't it? Yeah. But it does now go to beg the question then. Liverpool North, we delete you. And delete the one Liverpool one. Because you don't need to go to Liverpool North. Because I'm going to have a train that goes from this side of Liverpool. So new line here. And I'll make this green as well. 2 here. And then we'll bring it up into Carlisle. And I'll make it come into Dumfries. And I think that's as far as I'll take it. So I don't want to take too much away from the Scottish Loop. You know what I mean? But we could transfer some passengers. Right, back to Carlisle. Back to Liverpool North. And in. So there it's fine. Here it's fine. Here it's only one side. Which I might make the Dumfries one go on number 2. No, I'll make it go on the one it exits from. Keep it simple. And I think I will throw 2 trains on that route as well. Which will be, it's now called line 1, isn't it? That one, yeah. Where is it? There it is. We'll throw 2 trains on that. And then, because we've technically got 4 trains on the loop route. I'm well aware that one loop might be more utilized than the other. But like how we have a line come in all the way up here into Edinburgh. So it basically, the original line that comes on this side, technically it goes on 2 stops on the Scottish Loop. It does its first stop in Newcastle and then goes to Edinburgh and back. So it's 2 stops. So I've treated this one that comes from Liverpool as 2 stops as well. Yeah, it might be a bit of a shorter distance, but it's still 2 stops. Thus still giving us the need for the Scottish Loop. No idea what that other train was doing, by the way. No idea. I think it might have just got caught up in the nonsense of me adding additional stuff onto it. But we got there in the end. We got there in the end, boys. Now, we also need to kind of upgrade a lot of this high-speed rail as well, because trains that are just kind of bypassing really have to slow down. Oh, that's not even high speed leading down to there. Well, we got so much we've got to upgrade and do. So after all that, I've now only got 13 million in the bank. I'm back to being a poor boy. I'm back to being a poor boy. Anywho. You just completely bypassed this. Are you telling me you don't stop here? No, you do stop here. I think you're just destined to start in Edinburgh by the looks of it. But there we go. Scottish Loop 1 and 2. We've got passengers on board right now. And should be pretty interesting to see how this now all progresses. So granted, yes, each town in Scotland right now that's connected to our Scottish Loop is required to have a bus route connected to bring more passengers to the station to maximise the money that we could potentially earn. This train's got 61 on board right now, which is looking pretty good. Not bad, not bad. And the train that's going to come in next is going to be almost full on that Scottish Loop train 2. Lots of passengers there. So as long as we keep moving them, we should keep making money. And now that we got that line here connected up as well, which is our Liverpool to Liverpool to Ayr, isn't it, route? Which I do need to rename. We'll do that now while it's quickly in my head. So it's Liverpool to air. Very nice, very nice. So once we get more passengers transported on that, we should then see some big improvements with how many people are utilising this loop. We still got to connect other cities up as well. Dundee needs to get set up too. But I could build a small little regional airport around here, which will fly up to Inverness. It'll fly down to Birmingham as well. Maybe just kind of add more connectivity on it. But we'll see. We'll see as time goes on. So that train there, did it not pick everybody up over here? On that Scottish loop too? Oh, I think it's going right around to start at Carlisle to begin its first journey. I think that's what it's actually trying to do. Yeah. Right, is this our Liverpool train? This is the one coming from Liverpool right now. I think it's completing the route for the first time. So we'll see how we get on. You'll see a lot of people get on this station to be transported to this station as well. But Liverpool to... Wow, Liverpool to Exeter has got... We need... You know what? We need another train on that. Not enough money. Yikes. I think that's because it's now being bulked up because that train went all the way up to do the loop to come back down again. I think it might have messed it slightly up. Right, so, Scottish Loop then. This should now pick up people for the first time ever. There we go. People are now being picked up. And it will take its first trip to Newcastle with people on board. It's quite exciting. Now, we need these trains to start making cash because we have spent all my money. I'm now having ridiculous amount of expenses because we're having to pay for these trains until they do start making revenue. So we got to play the waiting game. That train's got 54 people on board. Has it started to make cash yet? It only recently just started to make money. Just got to give it some time. There's that Liverpool to Exeter train right now. It's doing a madness. It really is doing a madness right now. It's gone right round the region. Right round the region right now. Will it turn off to go back that way? No, it's finding the shorter route and leading down here. That's ridiculous. Where's it travelling to? It's meant to be going to Liverpool. So it's going to go all the way down here to go probably all the way around back up to get to... That is crazy. I really messed that train up, didn't I? That train really did get messed up. So here's my Scottish Loop 1. 2, I mean. Making 1.2 milli. Small drop in the water. Picks up a load more passengers. And off it skadoodles. Scotland and the north of England have just become Liverpool to air. Do I have another issue that I don't know about? Why is the Liverpool to air one now going all the way around? It's the electric side of it you got to look at. I don't know what they're doing, but this one has made a turn in. I reckon I've got a signal misplaced. You're okay. You're okay. You're okay. So are you. So are you. No, I haven't got a signal misplaced. Because it's now coming down this way. I'm now in debt, by the way. I just have a sneaky suspicion something got a bit... With it not being electrified, they were already predetermined and set in their route. You know what I mean? So that's Birmingham to Edinburgh. That's the normal route. Birmingham to Edinburgh, normal train. Scottish Loop, normal train. Normal train. Liverpool to Ayr, going completely the wrong way round. Oh dear God. Oh dear God. Right, we should be okay now though. And just to make sure, we shall quickly follow this Liverpool to Ayr train to make sure it comes back. Because we've got to be sure. Now, I can't fast forward any quicker than I am right now. Now, it should pick people up now, because this will be technically the first time it stops here. And does it? Yes, it does. And how many people is the question? 138. That's pretty good. So, off it now, Skadoodles. It should then stop here. Any minute now. Any minute now. Any minute now. It should stop here. On the wrong side of the tracks! Wait, is it on the wrong side? No, it's not. Sorry. No, it's not. No, it's not. I do apologise. Right, drops a few people off. Should hopefully pick a few people up. And then off it travels all the way then to Carlisle. And then into Dumfries. Oh, wait, hold on. It doesn't go to Ayr. What am I talking about? It goes to Dumfries. I'm a dumb fool. Dumb fries. Where the fries are... The fries have low IQ. Terrible joke. Terrible joke, Sonny. Terrible joke. So, we're just going to make sure 100% triple check that this does what it needs to do. And then we're okay. Then we're going to be okay. So it's just about building up these towns to make sure that they continually make us money. And then we're laughing all the way to the bank. So this train here stops off anyway. 755 big ones. Here is the train from Liverpool. Wait for it, wait for it. 1.2 milli. Does it pick anybody up? It actually does pick a few people up as well. So this is the big question. Once it gets to Dumfries, it should then go back out the way it came in. So we just wait for it to make its way around here. And if it goes back the way it's come in, we're okay. We're back to normal. No stress. We can then focus on making money. So in it comes. Stopping off. There's a lot of people on this platform, so I'm assuming they all want to travel to Liverpool. Alright, make the big dollar bills, baby. Load everybody up. It's a full train heading back. Perfect! Perfect, perfect, perfect. So, it will take a couple of cycles, a couple of journeys, a couple of loops to do what it's got to do before we then start seeing the benefits and the money coming in. Now, before we end this then, we have been losing dramatically quite a bit of cash money moolah. I have been spending quite a bit of cash money moolah as well at the same time. But it all comes down to this. Yes, the expenses are high, but now we should start seeing on this year the profit, or the income I should say, start to increase as well with these new lines. The incomes should definitely increase. Now, Scottish Loop 1, far off making any money just yet, which is fine. Got to give it time. Scottish Loop 2, a little bit better. But now we've got the train consistently bringing people from England on the Liverpool route. We should see some differences happening. Now, obviously, we have the Liverpool to Dumfries. This would have consistently lost quite a bit of money because I had to wait for it to do its full complete loop. So you can see where the issues are currently lying. And we've also then got to set up bus routes to bring people from the surrounding town to the station a little bit easier, to make sure that when a train does arrive, that there is a vast amount of people there to get on and to get off. It's going to be quite exciting, baby. It's going to be quite exciting. So with 22 people on board on this one, it won't be that many people getting on it on the next time round. But every penny counts, I assume. Every penny counts. But it just goes to show, we need it to connect to the whole of the town. And when the town keeps growing, it would eventually be a huge powerhouse in revenue that we make. A huge powerhouse, boys. So, we'll end it for here, boys. I know it's been a long one, but there's been a lot of infrastructure we've implemented. Give this time, and we should be making an absolute fortune in the long run. But until next time, I will see you all soon. So, goodbye.